Hello and welcome. Today we have a Philips 122 and I have recapped it, but there's a problem with it and I can't fix it without getting another part. So yeah, this is going to go aside for a little while until the next trading day, which is in a couple of weeks, or whenever I can get a part for it, because I don't have one around here. There's a special little bit of a reveal at the end of this video, so I hope you'll stick around, and if this is the sort of thing you're after, watch the video. There we go. Not sure if you saw that. Okay, so the dim bulb is glowing now. Just the bulb wasn't in properly. And it's dimmed right down. And it's come back up a little bit. In fact, it's come up quite a lot. Don't know whether, yeah, you can see that. And we're making a humming noise. So, the first thing I'm going to suspect is the 6M5. So, have we got another 6M5 on the bench here? No, a 6AQ5. So I'll grab a 6M5. Now, these are spare valves, but they're used valves. So, let's see how we go. Now, this one says 60% tired, and that box is empty. And this one, the box says okay. Yeah, maybe. So I've got a choice of the two this one's tired and this one is absolutely filthy. But it looks in reasonable condition. It's not too black. It's just grotty down the bottom. Right, so I'll chop all that out, I think, and we'll go for it again. We'll just won't bring up it on the variac. We'll just go for it. Remember, it's still on the dim bulb. Okay, our rectifier's getting warm, but not hot. And our 6M5 is staying cold. And that should be burning hot. Okay. So we'll turn that off again and we'll try the other valve. This might be just too weak. So it is a 6X5 rectifier. I've got the schematic with me here. Oops, let's knock the camera power supply down. So I've got this here, and yeah, so we're looking for a 6X5. So this one says good. And the dim bulb is really dimming right down. Yeah. Now this should get really hot. And Actually, the dim bulb is coming up a bit. We've still got our hum and a bit of amplifier noise. Okay, so we'll do our little test with the screwdriver. Yep. Not sure if you can hear that or not. Now we'll try up here. See if anything is getting through. No. Nothing there. And it's going to be a bit hard because it's split down the middle. No. And we should be getting something out of that. Yep. And that is a 6N8. So this should be a 6N8, and okay, so that's good, that one. In fact, this one might be the one that came out of it. In fact, I think it is. Yeah, we've still got our hum. Yeah. Okay. So we know the amplifier is working because it's humming or making the buzzing noise. We know the rectifier is working because we're getting something, and that is actually getting quite warm now. The next thing to do will be to start to change the caps, as they're looking pretty tired, although not that bad. I've seen worse on radios that work. Actually, that one looks pretty bad. That one has melt at the end, yeah. But I don't think that would make much difference. That one looks alright. That one looks, yeah, it's a bit deformed, but it's okay. This one's got a bit of goo coming out of it. Actually, this, no, it's not too bad. It won't be up there. All right, so I'll start on the caps. In fact, I'll take it out of the cabinet, and there's no dial string anyway, so that's not going to affect it. And yeah, I'll be back after I've done a couple of caps and replaced this horrible aerial wire here. That is really bad. Oh, for the new viewers, this is how I get knobs off that are recalcitrant. I just put that under there. Now, these are not the original knobs. And you just do this. Just ease them up. Yep. And maybe you can pull them off then. No. No. Yep. Okay. I'll get a little container for these bits and pieces. Yeah, pretty solid little knobs though. That's interesting. It's got an insert in there. But yeah, you can see the lump of plastic which is sticking out slightly. I wonder why they did that. Now, just for people's future reference, there is 2 screws down here and 2 up here, but you've got to dust in this thing. You've got to push this dial plate down a little bit. So I'm not sure what it's got to clear, but maybe, yeah, I'm not sure. But the instruction or the service manual says you have to push this down. So I'll put this aside. It needs a repaint, obviously. Yeah, but we'll get it working, and then when the weather returns to some semblance of niceness, I'll get some paint and repaint it. So there's 2 screws up under there. I'll take this one out. So there's one there, and then there's 2 down the bottom here, underneath here. So one there. And as I said, just push the dial plate down and it'll come out. Okay. Now, if you've got a 4K television or 4K screen monitor or really good iPhone or Google phone or whatever it is, Samsung, you might just better see here on this part of the coil, this has been ripped out. Now, yeah, this multimeter is very sensitive. And you can see a blob of solder on there where someone has tried to fix this in the past. And the other wire I've just got hold of here with the tip of the probe. And yeah, but if I sort of check the continuity across to here, there's nothing. Yeah. Now, it might have a bit of wax on it or something. That's me. I can't quite see it. Yeah, that. Actually, I've got that. If I do the other soldered bit, yeah, it gets continuity. But it is going through this capacitor here. Yeah, don't know whether that's, maybe not. Now that seems to, no, not actually getting continuity. Okay, so we'll try that. No. Okay, so I'm somehow going to have to try and fix this coil here and get continuity back into it, because at the back, oops, and yeah, I can find a bare bit of metal which hasn't got so this coil here has been kaput, and I really don't know if that's fixable because it's so embedded in the wax, which has been burnt. Looks really black in there. Yeah, don't know whether you can see that. Yeah, something's burnt in there. So it's probably this coil here, but it has been mucked around with before. And yeah, the hole is blocked up. Okay, so I'll probably have to try and find another coil, rifle through my old radios, and I'm not sure that I've got anything like that, but I wonder if this will work. So I've got this one. Yeah, I've got this one, but it's quite big compared to this one. Maybe not. I might be able to... No, this is an IF can, or what's left of it. Yeah, so I'm going to have to rifle through the very cold garage and try and find something. Otherwise, I won't go any further with this radio. I'm about to give up on this radio. I've pulled this this coil out, which is pretty much dead. I've traced all the wire, well, all the things that come off of these terminals here and here, and yeah, it's just not worth spending hours trying to fix. It is kaput. So at the market table day I'll get another one. I pulled this off too, keeping this. I'm also keeping all the mica caps. They're quite expensive to buy actually, and some of them are useful. Some of them have silver mica disease, but most of them don't, for the simplex ones anyway. What else can I tell you? So I've replaced all the caps. So there was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, yeah, 7 caps. Some of them were quite burnt, so they've got burn marks on them and things like that. Where's the focus? Yep. So yeah, don't know what's happened there. That was sort of underneath the chassis, or underneath where they were touching the chassis, I should say. It's actually switched on at the moment, and it's just making the slightest buzzing noise. And if I touch this one, I don't know whether you better hear, this is very, very faint. All the resistors check out okay. I've checked all the resistors. So the only thing I can really think of is this. And I've got this out of a Healing 402E, I think. Sort of very, very wrecked one. But this coil does work. And I've also pinched all of these bits out of it, all the valve sockets, the IF cans, and all the cloth wiring. I've also I've also pinched that. I'm not quite sure why, because I've got about 5 of these now, but might be useful for a project or something like that. And of course the dial for it. This has been a bit disappointing, this one, but as I say, I'll try and find one at the market day. Oh, hang on, has that come up? No, that's just a piece of hair. A bit of rubbish. I was thinking that hasn't sort of fallen apart, has it? Has it been soldering? But yeah, I've replaced a few of the rubber wire in here too. That one probably needs replacing. The green seems to be the worst in this one. The white seems quite flexible in most places. That is not flexible, neither is that. But I'm not touching that. Yeah, so just a short video on this one for the time being. Okay, so that's the end of this video, and the next valve one I'm going to do, I'm doing the transistor sets on the live streams each week, where possible, is going to be an electrosound. So yeah, electrosound 414 I think it is, or something like that. I've got 2 electrosounds. One of them I can't work out what it is, and the other one is the really nice one. So until next week, thanks for watching till the end. Thanks for subscribing and liking. Yeah, so the subscriber count is slowly rising, which is good. Makes it all worthwhile. Okay, bye.